Hello and welcome to What Are You Saying? #Ways, where we talk about topics in the news as it affects us all. I am Osayuwa Mesali, and today I'm joined by my amazing ladies. We have a full house. I'm super excited. Every time we have a full house, finally, Uti Elu is here. Go Uti, go Uti. Hi Uti, how are you? We've missed you on set too. Zoomers.
You look great.
You know, I love my Zoom. I won't lie. My network is stable.
No, but your network is great.
So I like my Zoom, but you know, it's always lovely to be on set and be around beautiful ladies. You know, when we're a collective of beautiful ladies, I'm sure our viewers
You're ginger.
are uplifted.
Yes, sir.
Great to be back. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Today's topic too.
It's a serious matter.
Are you sure you're excited about the topic?
I am. I'm ready to go.
She's ready. How are you, Issy? How are you doing?
I'm fine, but tired as
I
usual.
know you are tired. Issy, I say Issy, I don't know how we're going to face the traffic today. Did you see it when you were coming? It was really bad. Lately now on this Lekki Ekpe Expressway, it's drama upon drama. Traffic, like no breaks anymore. So I'm thinking maybe I will hang out with you for a bit.
Especially the rain.
Yesterday was stressful.
And
The rain
tonight,
is-
today
the
it
rain
actually
does a lot of
rained.
chaos.
So that's another thing.
And there were
And this is
multiple
not the
accidents.
real showers.
Yeah.
Exactly. We're still waiting for the 7 days rain. It's yet
You
to
know?
come.
No. The time has passed.
It has passed.
No, climate change. Climate change.
It has passed. 1 day rain, 2 day rain, we're
good.
7 day
We're
rain,
good.
buy a canoe and let's paddle.
Get ready.
How are you now, my fan? I love the ensemble.
I'm hanging in there.
You're hanging in there.
Pink is an attitude.
Yeah.
So I'm hanging in there.
This is a fuchsia pink, and it looks really lovely on you today.
Thank you. I never thought it would look good on me, but today I'm feeling the vibe.
Oh, hallelujah.
Something is working.
You know, someone said, I like the fact that I see Norma more often on Ways. I said, okay, don't worry.
Right.
You're right. But in fact, we are having an interesting conversation today. You know, we like to shake tables on this place. So here's what we found as today's quote. An open marriage is nature's way of telling you that you need a divorce. This is from Ann Landers. So we saw story of, you know, I mean, anybody that follows Will Smith and Jada Pinkett, you know the story that happened last year that they started talking about entanglement. Entanglement. You know, so recently Will Smith granted an interview with GQ magazine, and he was talking about it and he broke it down, and so that's what we're talking about today. So at the higher end of estimates, 75% of men and 68% of women admitted to cheating in some way at some point in a relationship. Although more up-to-date research from 2017 suggests that men and women are now engaging in infidelity at similar rates. So it's our ladies' night out. Uti, Easton, Norma, and I are asking, should the concept of open marriage/relationship be encouraged as a way of curbing cheating? You know, and when we open our phone lines, we're hoping to hear from you. I know everybody will say, no, God forbid. But let's just keep an open mind. We'd love to hear what you have to say. But first, we'll take a break to see what we found in the news. You're still watching Ways. Now, September 30th is the International Translation Day. It's the occasion to celebrate the honorable profession of translators, without which international relations and cooperations would not be as smooth. Multilingualism brings people from all around the world together, building a bridge to learn from one another, ultimately contributing to global peace. Now, September 30th was chosen in honor of Saint Jerome, the man who translated the Bible from Greek into Latin during the 4th century. So happy International Translation Day. I've always wanted to be multilingual. I'm trying. It's not entering, sometimes it enter. But I'm pushing and I'm encouraging my sons because I know they have it inside of them, especially my oldest son. He has the capacity to learn multiple languages. Yes.
Yeah.
So I am, since I picked that from him, I'm consistently encouraging him, giving him the right materials and tools. So now he speaks good French. He's good with Spanish to some extent. Then we want to introduce Mandarin, and German. So those are the 4 languages that we're hoping that he'll be strong.
The tough ones.
He'll be strong in.
If you have an ear for language, then yeah, you should. It's like
don't limit yourself.
It's a what's the word now? Would I say it's a talent or a gift? Just
Yes,
people
it's a
can
gift.
draw in that. So some people only have to immerse themselves in it for a very short period of time, and then they soak it in and they can absorb it. I am not one of such people. The ones I learned
barely
them.
managed to
I learned them
pick up the
from
water.
childhood, I came up with them, and that's about it. I don't think, I think with the European languages, so French, Spanish, they tend to have, German is a bit of on its own.
Yeah.
But, the French
have
and the Spanish,
similarities.
Italian, they have similarities. So once you can pick up one, then you kind of sort of, can move into the others. But everybody, at least, where I want to take this from is our local lingua.
Dialects.
Our dialects. People need to make sure that their children can speak their languages. We're losing out. A lot of cultures are losing out on their languages, and their children are growing up just speaking English. So it's something that we need to be mindful about here.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you, Uti. I'm trying hard to work with my kids to speak the language. I'm speaking. I know at some point in my house, my dad banned the English language and said everyone must speak our local language. And that was how we all picked up. So even if you knew how you could understand the language initially, at some point you were now required to speak, right? So I'm trying to do that with my kids now, at least.
But how will it
First
work?
of all, for
You
them
are
to understand.
Igbo, your husband is a Akwa Ibom.
Well,
So which language would they? No, you don't get
the
it.
point-
It's tougher when it's two
Oh,
different,
yeah.
like your
it's tough when both
The culture,
are actually
yeah.
the same language. It's even tougher when they're both. But
You must be deliberate.
The interest,
Exactly.
You must be deliberate, and the interest must be there for the kids as well. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to create that environment for them
Well-
to be able to pick it. Because I have some friends in Canada, and every time we interface,
interact.
it's so interesting to see the young ones, the little ones as young as 8, and they're saying, "Oh, mommy, if I now for more for," it's so interesting because they switch. You
But you
have
know,
the accent,
what
and then they
happens is
switch.
Nigerians that live abroad, they appreciate our language more than Nigerians that live within
Absolutely.
Nigeria.
Of course.
Yeah,
Of course.
so-
But I think it's about the tribe, not.
And I think it's
about
again the
Nigerian.
people.
Yes, because the Yorubas, whenever they find themselves abroad,
Oh,
they
you must
speak
speak.
the
You
language.
must speak.
But for people from Edo State or Benin or
There's one of my
or Esan,
husband's
they
friends.
do not appreciate the language. They
I
just
think
stick to the
it's
English
The
language.
smaller tribes, typically, like for me with the Shakiri people, we've adopted Pidgin. So Shakiri is a fast-dying language. I mean, it's bad enough, first of all, that we are intermarrying so much that Shakiri, the numbers
Watered
are
down,
coming,
yeah.
dwindling. But just to come back to what Noma was saying about teaching their children about languages,
Yeah.
when you were talking about different parents, I have a friend who speaks 5 languages. And her father is Italian. Her mother is Spanish. Then her, what's it called?
Cousin.
She was born in Germany
Oh wow.
on the border with France.
Okay.
And so this is how it happened for her.
No, she's gonna pick.
Yeah,
all of
her mother would only speak Spanish to her. She said she would be crying and nobody would translate, so she was forced to learn.
To listen.
So her mother would only speak Spanish to her.
Her
Her
father
father
would
would
only
only
speak
speak Italian. She learned German because she was born in
in
Germany.
school.
But because she was in a border town, her best friend only spoke French. So how they even became friends, I don't know. So she learned French there. Then she went to British International School. So she learned English.
English. Wow.
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 That's a beautiful.
That's powerful.
You know?
But you see, that's the power of the mind. So I think it's important that if we can, let's encourage our children. I mean, I have one of my husband's friends. If you see the children speaking Fulfulde, that's Fulani.
Oh yeah, the
my
Fulani.
God. The thing
It's
is so
another
sweet.
beautiful
And
language.
guess what? They're all in
Fulfulde.
Lagos here. They speak it so fluently. So my children are always hounding us. We don't know how to speak outside. We don't know how to speak this. We don't know how to speak. I said, God will help us.
But you should teach them outside. You should speak that.
Or Edo,
Tis well. Isi, what did you find for us in the news?
Oh, so
We're just
quickly?
talking our time.
Okay, in the news, what I found was, we take certain things for granted in Nigeria. We look at our teachers and we think that they're actually doing what they're supposed to do when we are not actually paying attention to what the teachers are doing. Now, in this context, I'm looking at the story, the serial child rapist refused bail in Niger State. And the serial rapist is actually a teacher, a male teacher in Niger State. And the Mena Senior, what's it called? Magistrate Court 5 has reprimanded or remanded a serial rapist, Usman Galadima, over the sexual assault of 14 pupils of his primary school in Niger State. So it's not just one, and these children are between the ages of 8 and 10 in one school.
Well, I like what the court is doing.
That is not only the problem now. The problem is that this young man was tested HIV positive.
Oh my goodness.
So he now, you know what the rest is history. So he was given, exactly, it was like a wicked act on its own. So we need to also educate the male children, or the male child and the female child, to be able to understand that, it's not everybody who happens to be your elder that you give access to
because he's your teacher.
Or because he's your teacher, you give access to your body.
Sad.
Sad. Yes.
Okay, so mine is a sad follow-up. The headline reads, "Our father had Civil War bullet in his skull," says grieving children of Dr. Chike Akunyili. Of course, the husband of the late minister, Professor Dora Akunyili, who was sadly gunned down. I believe they are claiming it was mistakenly. Who was killed. This was a tribute that was given by his children. And for me, this story is so sad, because here's a man who fought in the Civil War, survived 3 years of war.
Survived the bullet in his skull.
From 67 to 70, survived with the bullet, survived all this time from 1970 to this point, in that time being a doctor, saving countless lives, only to be gunned down and have his life cut short in such an unnecessary loss of life. This is a family that, his wife did phenomenal things in Nigeria. I remember hearing about NAFDAC and all the changes, and I wanted to know who she was. So to have this happen so needlessly is so sad. If you even think about what we're going through with doctors and not having enough, to lose one is bad enough, and any life is bad enough, but this is even so much worse.
From his,
the memorial for his late wife. So it just is such a sad story, and it speaks to the level of insecurity that we have. I'm sure we'll talk a bit more about that, but I remember asking someone the other day, I said, where are the Obi Kubanas of the world? They are from Anambra. What's your money doing in your state? I don't know. Can we not do something about security? It baffles the mind, but sad.
It is what it is.
No, my own follow-up on that.
Yeah, the follow-up story is that Governor Willie Obiano of Anambra State has placed a 20 million bounty on the killers of Dr. Chike Akunyili and 9 others within the state. The governor announced this during his statewide broadcast after the harvest killings in the state by gunmen, unknown gunmen. And basically, reading this story, they were saying, we're going to give 20 million. And I'm thinking, so if you're who is going to come forward to say, I know who did this? And the police in the state, what exactly is going on? If people are consistently gone down, it means that the
bounties
state
have always worked.
No, they've worked. No, they've worked in certain cases, right? But it just brings to the fore the dire state of Anambra State. If things are getting this bad, a number of people think that they are now in control and they can do what they want to do in the state, then there's a security breach, serious security breach in that state, and is a cause of concern generally. We have families that live down in Anambra State. They are not safe at this point. If a whole Dr. Chike Akweni could be gone down in his state, I don't know.
Okay, so I have a story that I found very interesting. I thought to mention. So the former French president, Nicolas Sarkozy, was on Thursday sentenced to a year in jail after being found guilty of illegally financing his 2012 re-election. He was accused of having spent about 22.5 million euros, almost twice the maximum legal amount for his re-election. But he went on to lose, of course, to
Macron.
yes, yeah, Holland, yeah, you know. So, but he denied it, you know, and said that it was not it, that he was going to appeal, you know. But I'm very happy about this conversation, because I remember when we had, I think it was Kunle Lawal, and we've had several people that talk about politics, even what's his name, Dele Farotimi, that they talk about, you know, that even within Nigeria we have laws when it comes to elections and spending, because that's why when you make it too expensive, people will not be able, yes, people, thank you, price people out of it. So if we begin to get these kinds of prosecution within our shores, I'm sure things would probably change, and we can also get, where it would never happen, but I'm happy that it's happening somewhere. Well, and it's just for us to understand that these things are there. The laws are there, Uti.
The laws
it's just that nobody has
the
implemented it.
As with everything in Nigeria.
Yeah.
But at least it's a good move.
You know, so he's going to spend one year in jail for this. You know, and they said he was warned, you know, but he didn't listen.
What kind of
I
jail
think
is it?
no, I think so. It's a 6-month suspended sentence.
Yes, no, they gave it. Yes, and a fine of about 3,750 euros that he needs to pay. But bottom line is that.
Well, I mean, it's in the grand scheme of crimes.
It's something.
Yeah,
but
so
at least something happens.
It's just a reminder that you must accountability at some point.
But you know what I love the most? The thing that most validates this for me is that he still lost.
Yes,
After everything.
after spending
so much.
So at least you know that to a certain extent,
It's not about the money.
Over there, money can't buy you an election.
not here.
Here, money buys you
everything.
Whole kit and caboodle.
We will get there.
We'll get there.
Hopefully.
All right, so tonight we're talking. You know, we're talking again.
Open marriage.
Open marriage / relationships. We'll be right back.
Hello and welcome. It's Nimasa This Week, the voice of maritime. Nimasa This Week is brought to you by the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency. Statutorily mandated to ensure that there is regulation and promotion of matters affecting our waters. NIMASA bears responsibility for search and rescue, shipping development, and ship registration.
NIMASA This Week, the voice of maritime, showing on this channel.
Thanks for staying with us. Now, Will Smith said both he and his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, had had sexual relationships with other people during their marriage last year. Now, the couple's marriage experienced public scrutiny after rapper August Alsina claimed that he had engaged in a relationship with Jada with Will's permission. Jada initially denied the claims, but when she and Will took part in an interview for her web show called Red Table Talk, she said that an entanglement had occurred. Now, in a recent interview with GQ, Will admitted that while their marriage was initially monogamous, they later decided to open it up after they were both miserable and clearly something had to change. He also said that while the conversation surrounding Alcina had focused on Jada, both he and his wife had engaged in other sexual relationships. In his words, Jada never believed in a conventional marriage. Jada had family members that had an unconventional relationship, so she grew up in a way that was very different than how I grew up. There were significant, endless discussions about what is relational perfection, what is the perfect way to interact as a couple, and for the large part of our relationship, monogamy was what we chose, not thinking of monogamy as the only relational perfection. We have given each other trust and freedom with the belief that everybody has to find their own way, and marriage for us can't be a prison. I don't suggest this road for anybody, but the experiences that the freedom that we've given one another and unconditional support, to me, is the highest definition of love. Now, going by our quotes by Ann Landers that says, an open marriage is nature's way of telling you that you need a divorce. Is open marriage / relationship acceptable? Or best get a divorce and just be free to date as many people as you like? That's simple. Now let us hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-84663. Okay, who am I coming to first? So when I saw this GQ interview, first of all, there's something fundamentally wrong. You know why I say so? You would realize that based on what he said and her growing up, it is not normal for you to accept cheating, you understand, and give it a name called open marriage. It's not normal. There's an abnormality. There's an anomaly. Because what he said was that based on her growing up, so it is what she was exposed to. So maybe already there was dysfunctionality in that foundation. Maybe that's why some things are accommodatable. Abi, you can accommodate some things. But let me hear Uti's thoughts on open relationships / marriage. Why are you smiling and looking at me?
Where you like me to start? Okay.
Polyamorous.
So, I mean, first and foremost, can everybody that is part of the moral police please just
Switch off.
get off your horse?
I am part of them.
Calm down.
I'm part of them here.
Calm down. Let's everybody
Because
calm
we need
down.
to be very frank with our conversation tonight.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I like some of the things that he said. First of all, I like Will. I like Jada. I'm not particularly a fan of some of the choices that they've made. But they've made their choices. They've laid their bets, right? And you know me, I always say it's like a broken record. Choose, consequence, all your own. As long as you're good with it, it's all right, let's move on. So the reality for me is people grow, people blossom, people change. Just like he said, that we started off being monogamous and we became miserable. Now, for me, we don't have enough information to understand why they were miserable.
they became miserable.
But as people develop, even you're not the same person you were 20 years ago.
Absolutely.
The things that you like, your experiences have changed you, things have colored you. You learn more about yourself every single day. So if you're married to someone and you've made a commitment to that person, fantastic. Are you growing in the same direction? You know, you hear it a lot of times when people get divorced. They say, oh, we just grew apart. So we're not fighting, we're not whatever. We're just two very different people now and we're in different places. And that's okay. So some people's choice is divorce, like the quote says. Some people's choice is divorce. But some people have, and I think that's what Will and Jada have always had, some people have a level of a relationship that goes beyond the physical. Now, why I say the physical for me is because when it comes to cheating, my opinion is very clear. I have learned that men can have physical sexual relationships and walk past that chick the next day and not remember who she is. There's a very clear difference between that and somebody who you guys have a relationship in terms of communicating. I talk to you, we sit on the phone, we gist. They're two very different things. So understanding where your relationship has become dysfunctional allows you to make choices for yourself. Because what I see from what they have said is, look, we started to feel maybe an incompatibility, maybe on the physical side. But we're raising children, we're aligned in the way our values and all of those things. So we came to the table and said, you know what? I don't want to lose you. I don't want to lose me. Let's choose. If that's the choose, if that's the choice.
Is that the choosing?
If that's the choice that you came to, then all well and good. Some people might just say, you know what, let's divorce. But you have to weigh your decision. Maybe they looked at it that if we divorce, what impact will it have on our family, on the children? And since Issy, I will stop at polyamorous. Since Issy just threw it in there. I mean, these days now, there's a name for everything, right?
Yes.
But people also realize that, look, I can love you, I can love you, I can love you. And it's a situation where if we all know, we're all okay with it, then it's fine. And people are defining what their relationships are. You don't have to, it's just like, I like cake, you don't like cake. You like rice, you don't like bread. There's something for everybody. Thank you very much for that.
In some cases, you might just like rice. That
And
is
that's
where
fine too.
tradition and culture comes to play.
And that's fine too.
According to our society,
Why do you want to carry culture on your shoulder?
because it's a part of us. Whether we like it or not, it is
Culture
a part
evolves.
of us. It evolves, but there are still some home truth that they do not
You don't touch.
play with.
Sacrosanct.
It is
Culture
sacrosanct.
evolves.
That is the word. Look, I had a mindset before I went to the village a while back, and I thought, okay, women's liberation, we have voices, we have... The men still hold their grounds, the men still make the decisions, and the women still abide by the rules of the men, whether we like it or not. So the culture plays a huge role in, every marriage institution or any relationship institution, whatever you think you have as a relationship, whether you call it open marriage. If it was so easy to do that, they should stay to their mothers and their fathers who are not that exposed, or who are not that exposed, or who are not that liberal-minded to actually accept that kind of context. So it is a thing of choice, but at the same time, believe it or not, our tradition and our culture will not accept open relationships, and they will not accept open marriages.
Okay, so let me come to Mama. Because you see, the reason we're talking about this thing every day, I mean, I sent you guys a video this morning of a woman that was caught having an affair with her colleague. The husband caught it on camera because he got home unawares. I mean, got home unannounced and found the wife, I mean, these are things that we see all the time. So cheating is almost normalized. So why are we now having a problem when somebody says, you know what, I think it is okay to cheat, right? But you see what, let's just know that this is what we're doing. Because that's what I think is being brutally honest, to see that I cannot hold myself. I can, as long as I am aware that we are open to it. In this part of the world, men cheat a lot. Women cheat now, right? Women cheat, but the thing is, a woman's cheating will be frowned at, because it's not supposed to happen. But men cheat a lot, and we have all normalized that cheating. So these people are saying, you know what? I think we both had the tendencies to fall in love with other people outside of our marriage. So why can't we just give it a name and say, you know what? It's an open relationship, and we're free to do as long as we respect each other and we still love each other and we're still able to, look each other in the eye. So don't you think that's a win-win situation?
Well, I mean, it's probably a win-win situation for Jeddah
And Will.
and Will. Totally understandable. It's their decision, it's their marriage, it's their experience. They know what they're going through.
Absolutely.
But for generality, and in my own opinion, a situation where my dear hubby decides that he has come to that point where he chooses that, oh, maybe we should try. At that point, I probably will release you, basically, because for me, it's not going to work. When I talk about marriage, I'm very passionate about it because for me, it's like any other commitment that I willingly give of myself to, right? So when I commit to one person, as much as I would love to have other engagements, by reason of the commitment that I have with this person, I would choose to stick to it until we say, you know what?
We'll not do it again.
We're done. Can we move on? And then we bid ourselves farewell, be friends, check up on ourselves, but we know that we're not expecting. It's going to be difficult for me to expect certain things, knowing that in an open relationship, you are free to engage with somebody else. For me, it's a disconnect, personally, because I'm quite big on commitments. So when it's easier for me, and with respect to even our culture. Now, I'm not even a fan of someone who would, culture. I'm not, I'm flexible with culture. Absolutely. To the point where it makes sense. When it doesn't make sense, I give an excuse to be part of it, right? But all the same, moral standards for me is also a very strong point. When you have, for people, they have different beliefs. But in my faith, I want to believe that if I commit to this person, then I want to stand by that commitment. Yeah. Except if I now fail due to my own entanglement, right? But it's very important for me on that basis. People choose to work with what works with them. And it's okay, because you understand your relationship and you know what works with you. But my advice to people, first of all, you have to be open from day one. Is there a possibility of having an open relationship so that the person knows from day one that this thing might come up in the near future? We can't have joined or committed to ourselves and then somewhere along the line, that is when because you feel that, look, I'm drowning in this situation, I'd rather let you go.
But Norma, they came to a point where they found that they were both miserable.
That's what I'm...
So I want to ask a question.
Yeah. Yes.
If you, as a woman, you're married to someone that is a philanderer, like he sleeps with anything in skirts, right? Is it not unfair? Even in shorts as well. My dear, these days things happen. Is it not unfair for you to shove monogamy down that woman's throat? Given that she is the one at the receiving end.
Right.
You know, it is okay for the man to be a philanderer, but the woman is not allowed to say, you know what, let me channel my emotions somewhere else.
It is not okay for anyone, male or female, man or woman, to lose their commitment and begin to get involved with other people if they have chosen, if they have said that this is what they're going to do together. For me personally, you have broken that commitment, that bond that we have, right? So it's better for both of them. If you know that this is not working, what is hard for you to say, you know what, let's give ourselves some space. Let's separate.
So I think that is a bit of...
But it's a choice thing.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to say, because it's not a... I don't see it as... some people go into it. Like I said, some people know that they're polyamorous. So when you're... And one of the things about being polyamorous is that everybody in the chain knows that this is what is happening,
We're
right?
all gaming.
So it's about the openness of it, and it's not defined in that person's mind as cheating. I mean, you may disagree, you may agree, that's neither here nor there. Yeah. But the reality of it is, what I want to say is, people change. If you get married at 18, you are not going to be the same person at 30. You're not going to be the same person at 35. And people make decisions that says, look, I've seen it where people are like, we are friends, we enjoy each other's company, you know, and they've thought ahead in the long game that, you know what, when we get to the point where I'm no longer interested in sex,
then it's
guess
okay.
what? When we reach companionship, I don't want any other companion than you.
But I can find the
But I
other.
can find somebody else too.
No, so by the time you get to whatever, your 70s or your 60s, whatever, you want to grow old together, basically. But at this point, there is
They can't
something
satisfy
missing.
some needs.
Yes, in those needs. And because the thing is, people's preferences change. And you find people go, oh, I'm no longer attracted to her, or I'm no longer attracted to him, or I want to try this and she's not interested, or I want to try that and he's not interested. Now, where cheating for me comes in is she doesn't know.
Yeah.
Then you go and explore.
Yeah.
And then finds out and she's hurt and
heartbroken.
Everything happens. But you could have a conversation that says, you know what?
I'm going
This
to
is
do
what I'm
that.
going to go and do.
It's
I'm
not
going
even-
to go and
Let me-
So,
let me-
You know what? Let me go on a
Let me-
break. Let me step in. Let me
I'm
take
going
a
to
break.
cheat. Excuse
You
me.
see, I want to go and cheat. Excuse me, let us go and cheat. We'll be right back.
61 years after independence, how has the country fared? Are we happy with our economy? Are we secure with the constant news of kidnappings? And how good is our governance? Join us on Plus Politics this Friday, 1st of October 2021 at 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. as we look at some of these issues. Plus Politics, keeping you in the know.
For staying with us now, if you just tuned in, is our ladies' night out, and we're asking, are we all open to the idea of having an open relationship or marriage? Just to, you know what, since people are already cheating anyway, right? All right, so please let us hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-84663. Our phone line is now open. Please turn off the volume of your television set when you're calling. And when you call us on 070-2500-7749. Please, let's mind our English. Please don't call us to insult us. We're just trying to, it's true. Because you see, I want to come to EC, because the reason I said that, excuse me, I want to go and cheat. There's something I heard many years ago about sin thriving in secrecy.
Absolutely.
Right? I believe that, it's almost like a reverse psychology thing. When you know that, you have a hall pass to go and do whatever you do, you also have a hall pass. I think at some point, people will begin to respect each other. Because it is actually very painful when you watch how one party is cheating and the other party gets to suffer for the heartbreak and the almost like, you become paranoid, going all through the person's phones or checking through this and all of that. It's actually very heartbreaking. So why don't just open it up and say, let us be doing it, and we all know that we are doing it. You know what?
Probably
Peter has called first.
Draw a roster.
Let's draw a roster. Peter will be the first caller. Peter, thank you for calling.
Good evening.
Hi, Peter.
Good evening, ladies.
Hi.
I'm enjoying the conversation, and it's a very tough one. I think I'll support the Norma 100% when she said cheating on both sides is totally wrong. We must not rationalize issues. What is bad is bad. I find it very sad when the West they determine technologies to use for something that is bad. I first of all heard about this open marriage through what's his name again? A spouse and the spouse. It is even better you don't even get married. If you want to get married, live by that commitment. Because there's nothing outside you. If you want to explore, you will keep on exploring and exploring. How many will you explore? I agree. There's no way you get married for 30, 40 years. There will not be a downtime in the romance or misunderstanding. That is where understanding, sacrifice, and being sensitive to know how to spice the marriage. For any little things in this generation, no, I'm tired, I want to walk away. Everybody that is good today was a product of what the father or the mother sacrificed to make us better people. Why are we rationalizing what is bad? What is open marriage? Finally, Uwa, please add Benin to your son's language. It's very important, please. Thank you.
All right, Wesley, thank you. Let me come to Isi. Wait, you will respond to Isi had some things to say first. So
I was looking at it from the point of view that men, Uti said something about men going out to cheat or be in a relationship, and they can do it without even blinking. They can see the woman the next day and they walk past the woman without any emotion.
No emotions, yeah.
But we women, we are emotional creatures. We go into a relationship with our mindset. And in that relationship, what we want to do is connect with whoever we are having any kind of relationship with. Now, there is no way. Let me ask a question. When, what's his name, Will did what he did, how many women came up? But when Jada did what she did, how many men came up? So the key thing is this. She must have done it with all her mind and soul and body. But Will was able to draw that line in between.
So
somewhere.
he did it dispassionately.
He must have done
I'll
it
come to Uti. Let me take.
He must have done it dispassionately. So we women, we are
so you are not.
There is no way we will go into a relationship
and
have an open
Just
relationship.
do and come out.
And do it and come out. It's not possible.
Let me take Austin from Benin. All my Benin people are calling today. Oh yeah, say why yes say.
And the program is for us.
Yes, so.
So my good evening, all of you.
Good evening.
My contribution goes like this. The truth of the matter is that marriage is the best thing that can happen to us, to anyone. But you must try as much as possible to get married to the right person, someone who is your friend. Now, in this society, open marriage is not permitted. It's not advisable. And let me say it here that this cheating we are able talking about, it costs so much to cheat. It's not for the men. But I have discovered that women always think that men are always cheating. No. Most times, men are, when you even see them, maybe when they are outside, they are with their friends, they are discussing about business, how to make money. It's not all the time that a man is outside that is with a woman. But this is what always goes on in the mind of the women. Because the truth is, it's not even safe, and it's not cheap for you to cheat. It's not at all. It costs a lot of money. Particularly now that we have discovered that even the side chicks outside, they have discovered that the best way they can keep their men is to keep doing those things that the women, they think that the woman inside cannot do, you know? Please, Nigeria is still, we still have culture, we have tradition. Marriage is still the best thing for us.
All right.
But if you know you cannot keep your marriage, or rather you
stay faithful.
You better don't even go into it. Don't go into it at all.
Thank you, Austin.
That's my advice, yes.
Uti, you've been cringing since.
Now, let's stop it. If you don't like marriage, if you cannot commit, don't get into it. You can date when you're single. What's the difference? Let's stop this thing. Like, you know, as I said, moral police, everybody come down off your high horse. When culture suits us, you will say it is our own choice. When it doesn't suit us, we have a culture of corruption. We'll not continue. Continue. I don't get it. I really can't, because I can't abide it. You see the whole. We have always had liberalness to cheating in this country, more than the white people that are now giving it a name. But we like to say marriage is the best thing. All of now are dying inside the marriage, but marriage is the best thing.
Uti, don't break our table.
No, because let's call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
We all sitting at this table know people that are unhappily married.
Absolutely.
We know them. They got married for the wrong reasons. We know them. Divorce is on the rise. The same moral police will come tomorrow and tell you, don't divorce. Because divorce is bad. And wake up and smell the coffee. I'm not saying, look, it is a choice, right? And you make a decision. I sit down and I say, look, when you make your vows, people write their vows these days.
Yeah.
The commitments they make to each other differ. In those vows of marriage, so many things there speak to my commitment to you.
Yeah.
There is a line that says forsaking all others. Many people have removed that line.
Yeah.
If you cannot commit to that line, it does not mean you cannot get married. Let's be clear. Marriage is unique to
be clear
two
on your
people.
commitment from the day one. Let me take Judith. Come drink water, smoke. Judith from Jos. Thank you for calling. Salam alaikum.
All right. Yeah, I just want to make one or two contributions.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, number one, I believe that there's a broken down values.
Absolutely.
When you lose the values, you lose yourself as a person. Sometimes all these imported ideas have actually not helped us. They have actually helped us more. You can't eat your cake and have it. Marriage is not compulsory. But if you want to get married, you stay married. If you don't want to, you walk away. There is nothing like open marriage. No. How many of these, good cultures of ours and good values of ours have we been able to export? But we are so eager to import what actually hurts our people. Look at where we are today as a nation. The homes are broken, and so our society is broken. So please, if anybody does not want to get married, it's not compulsory. Just walk away.
Well, if you must get married, stay committed. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Judith.
Why is everybody saying if you don't want to get married? When parents are shouting, go and marry. When fathers are shouting, go and bring children. See, Nigerians, we don't like to tell the truth. No, because it is read your book, read your book, read your book. Don't date, so once you finish reading book, weighing husband, because the husband just fell from the sky, or the wife just fell from the sky. You barely married, you barely got to know each other. Bring children, bring children, bring children. Look, see,
dysfunctionality from the foundation. Yes,
I totally agree with you, Uti. There has been an incongruence with what culture tells you to do, the expectations, and what you actually see even in the relationship or in the marriage. So no one prepares you for when things go wrong, right? All people are more interested in is just get hitched, get connected, let it be on record that you got married. And I wish that people spent more time. I mean, we've done that research. There's school education, you get degrees for different things, for law, for medicine and all that.
There's nobody gives you.
There's no school of marriage. There's no school of parenting. There's nothing that prepares you.
When Judith says that values are lost, and I ask again, this thing is a cyclical problem. When people who have no business getting married, get married, have children, cannot teach values, and then you say today that tomorrow that there are no values.
There was never any. Yes, from anywhere.
There was never any. You know what? Give what you don't have.
Okay, let's Peter from Benin. Today is a Benin day. Peter, let's hear what you have to say.
Hello, ladies. Good evening once again.
Is there another Peter? Oh, okay, go ahead.
Okay, please. I want to talk to Uti in the context of, it doesn't mean because death is assured, all of us will not pack our bags to the cemetery to sleep. It doesn't mean because we have failed marriages now, we have people marrying for the wrong reasons. But if a marriage is based on trust and you find your friend to get married to, I'm of the opinion that even if it's 30 or 40 years, there's a downtime. That's why I was talking about sacrifice.
Patience.
Thank you.
The percentage of sustainable and wonderful marriage outweighs more than the failed marriages for wrong reasons.
But Peter,
let's not discredit that.
Thank you. Wait, but that's a wrong. Peter, thank you, Peter. But that is a wrong assumption. A lot of people mask under the
Their
guise
marriages.
of happy marriage.
Sustainability.
But the marriage is not, it's cracking. See, let me tell you something, what I think
Yeah.
Will and Jada did was coming
They told
to terms
themselves the
with
truth.
their reality.
They told
you would
themselves
know
the
when
truth.
when you are in it. I am in the marriage and I am there. There's a marriage that you are there but you're not there. So they saw their reality
problem,
and they
and
said,
they
you know what?
faced it.
I think this will be, it might not be the best
The
solution
norm.
that they should have chosen, but that is their solution. But the reason we are talking about this is because a lot of marriages, this is what they go through day in, day out. They face it. But people are not being honest
are not
enough
facing
to
up
face
with
their
reality.
But let's take comments, please. Let's take some comments. Let's be calming down.
Okay.
Usi.
Once,
Okay,
once
sorry.
I get into the
Easy.
comment, the culture that you speak of, at one point we used to do arranged marriages. Our parents
Oh,
met
yes.
on their wedding day. We shifted to love relationships.
Yes.
Then we shifted to where we are today, where people are more focused on being married than actually on the relationship itself. I'm just putting all these things out there so that we are putting culture and all these
We're
things
evolving.
Into context, yes. Uti, that's your own message.
Thank you.
I don't
There is no name here.
Oh, go ahead.
But this is from, I don't know who this is from, but it says open marriage or relationship is a choice thing. I think two adults are at liberty to decide the best way that gives them happiness, joy, and fulfillment. The idea of societal norms, societal rights and wrongs has created so many unhappy marriages or relationships and make lots of people miserable.
Okay, so let me take Jolly from Lagos, then I'll come to Norma and Uti.
Okay.
Jolly, thank you for calling.
Hello, good evening.
Thank you for calling.
Good evening.
Go ahead, you're live.
All right. I see there's something we ought to know. I don't know what you mean by open marriage. Because sometimes we actually, in the process of trying to cover some funny names, we in solving issues, but we are ending up creating more troubles for ourselves. Because this idea of open marriage, I don't know where it comes from. The other lady that is shouting parents pushing ones into marriage and all that, I think we have gone past that stage. I don't believe there's any adult that should be pushed into whatever he or she is not ready for these days. That's the truth.
All right, thank you, Jolly. We ran out of time, so quickly, let's take messages.
Okay.
Yeah, take
so
yours.
I have mine. It says a woman who cheats causes because the husband is cheating on her is just putting her life in danger.
Okay.
Anonymous.
Okay, this one is from Ufoma. Open marriages or whatever nomenclature such a contraption goes by will only be accepted by weak simps or simpletons. One of the many damages of the feminist movement on the family structure, even social animals like gorillas, chimpanzees, lions, and the dominant alpha male, does not allow their female mates of the group interact with all manner of weak, unfit, juvenile beta males of the species, as he alone has mating rights till he dies or is overthrown due to age by a younger alpha in his prime. Only a weak man like Will Smith will accept an open marriage or relationship. This is a marriage, not patronizing hookers. So in other words, I should stay attached to the alpha male whether I'm happy or not.
I don't agree.
You don't agree with it, okay.
I don't
All right, so
agree.
let me take one final comment. This is from our Elsie. Where is she? Say, I do not, Elsie, this your message is very long. I do not agree with Issy. I am a woman and I have the ability to do and come out like she says. Again, open marriage is not for the faint-hearted or for regular people. It is on another level, way above cheating, above monogamy, high up there. Just like a lot of things can get misconstrued, when it comes to Nigeria, we need to get and understand what open marriage is. Open marriage is not cheating. Its rules and regulations, albeit not conventional, are very stringent. You need to take your time to study the concept of to understand it. Loving a person completely without wanting to own them and allowing them room for freedom and choice is not exactly something that comes natural to humans because we are selfish. Like Uti said, Jada and Will, what they have is high up there. They are not on the same level as many people. And bringing it back home, some Nigerians are already in open marriages. Finally, it's not about importing what hurts us. It's about choices and respecting other people's choices. Today is today. Ade says, Uti is on fire. Welcome back to the studio. Thank you, Ade. Then we have one final comment. This is from Shagamu. PhD from Shagamu. Ade Dara Ogunwa. Says PhD from Shagamu. This is a PhD. Let me read it like a PhD. I believe people married for wrong reasons. Most often, I believe some see marriage as investment or a process of escaping poverty. So from the beginning, I am thinking of cashing out from the relationship. That should be from a relationship that should be for companionship. So that's why anyone could be talking about an open marriage. Which for me is an evidence of a failed marriage, right? That's what this person is saying. So we have like 3 minutes to go. Who wants to go first? Issy, we've not heard your voice in a while.
For me, I still believe in one thing. Whether we like it or not, our open relationship or open marriage is a no-no, whether we like it or not. It's not a thing about choice. It's not a thing about
higher level of love.
Higher level of love. It is a no-no.
Okay.
It's either you're in or you're out.
Thank you.
Stephanie.
Well, the concept of open marriage can work for some people, and it doesn't work for some others. You find where you are in that mix, and please commit to it. Okay,
Uti on fire.
Pick and choose, right? To some people, black is black, white is white. To some people, there's no black, there's no white, there's gray. Or if they wake up tomorrow and tell you blue is my gray, then so be it. If you fall in black and white, you commit, you stay there. If you fall in gray, blue, gray, red, according to yellow, live you, do you. On Judgment Day, we all queue behind each other. We don't stand side by side. We don't hold hands with open marriage people. It's not a chain. It's you and your God, whatever your faith.
Absolutely. So I would say that for me, I think I am at that point, because I remember Uti saying something about when you were 18 and now you're in your 30s. We all evolve, right? Some things that I could stomach in my relationship, I can't stomach them now, you know? So I would say that if someone is in that box where you are in a relationship that you're unhappy, I think the best thing to do is both parties sit together and have that conversation. It's a tough conversation to have, but you must have it with an open mind. Don't have it like, oh, what will people... Don't have people at the back of your mind when you're having certain conversations, because you alone know your unique situation, your unique circumstance. So do not go by other people's benchmarks, right? That's all I would say. Thank you, everyone that called, and the people that sent PhD messages. Thank you, ladies. I think we had a fantastic conversation. See, our Thursdays... Stop it. Uti, we all right? All right, no, my hanger. It's your father, Uti Elu. Thank you so much. We had a fantastic show. All right, so before we go, do ensure you follow us on Instagram at WayShowAfrica. You can interact with us further. Most importantly, we're planning a giveaway to say thank you to you for believing in the Ways brand. So do well to follow us now. Follow the conversation. It's at WayShowAfrica. Like, share, invite family and friends to watch and follow. So if you missed today's quote, very important quote. An open marriage is nature's way of telling you that you need a divorce. This is from Ann Landers. It's not from me. All right, we'll see you tomorrow at 8 p.m. It's our independence celebration. See you tomorrow.